Yomeddine is a very touching story, as I just saw from the first trailer. And as I said, going into watching that first trailer, it got a very strong run at the award shows, and many different circuits actually around the world. But it's a very touching film, very sentimental one. And we talk about a guy who's facing a condition of leprosy, and he's having to live those experiences in a way that the film is going to tell us what that feels like as he goes and tries to find people. I believe what is left of not only his family but the kid's family, or the kid that's his orphaned apprentice, as IMDb says. Seems like it's going to be a very touching film. And again, like I said, most of us, I'm sure, because I haven't been traveling, I don't know what living with leprosy looks like or what it feels like. I can only relate to what I've read about, and again, I haven't researched leprosy too extensively, but as a Christian, there's Bible stories about, I think it was about Jesus and a leper or something like that. That's about as much exposure I've had. But even from that story, you can tell that there's a bit of a stigma towards people with leprosy, and that they really are hurting. I've seen pictures, certainly, of what it looks like, and it's a sad condition. But again, most of us, I'm sure, probably in the westernized worlds that haven't left the United States, probably don't know, because I don't believe we have. I think we've. I don't know if we have in here. If we do, again, I'm very ignorant on the subject, but I'm trying to best understand it, again, based on my limited knowledge from what I'm getting from the film and from what the film was talking about, and from my own understanding, which again, very small. But I believe in the Western side of the world, we don't exactly have the first-hand knowledge of those experiences and what that would be like, and so Yomeddine is trying to introduce us to that and what life looks like. And, well, not only what it looks like, but what it feels like to the person with leprosy. I think that looks like a very sophisticated plot. Again, as I said, the trailer was very moving in parts. It's very sad because you can definitely see how the stigma comes up. There was a line in particular with the kid, or the orphaned apprentice, and the guy with leprosy. And he's putting on a hat, and he says what? Or I forget who's talking. I think it's him saying, "What is this?" And then the kid says, "So people aren't afraid of you." You can see the stigma coming through. So no one would wince away. It's really sad. It really is sad. But again, these are what awards movies are great for. And not only awards, but independent films. These tend to really drive interest because, or at least for me, because they do focus on the human experiences in ways that I think a lot of the more major pictures, which some do, but not to this degree. I mean, independent films and awards movies can really explore this type of thing, and so it's why I drive them. Plus, nobody talks about them, and if they're a great movie, why don't I showcase them? Even though, again, nobody I know personally. Half the movies that I mentioned that I watch, that I know, is like, what's that movie? I've never heard of it. And of course, you need to venture out more, like me. But let's take a look at Yomeddine from a clip perspective. Again, the first trailer was great. So, or I should say, it wasn't just great, it was exceptional. Let's take a look and see what the clip has to feature. As always, we're going to watch this first, and we're going to talk about it more in my condensed truth sample watching the video together. I can only imagine this is going to be a far more sentimental experience because you're going to be diving into an actual scene rather than just pulled clips. But let's take a look. Here we go.
راسك احسن.
قلت لك اختراع جميلة.
ايه ده؟
البس ديت.
ايه؟
عشان الناس ما تتفهم، ما تبصش عليك وما تخافش منه. ما احنا قاعدين لوحدينا هتقلق. شكلك شيك.
ماشي. اقعد يا زف. ثانية يا ماما. اقعد بس يا ماما. بس ثانية يا ماما ها. بس اقعد بقى يا ماما.
ثانية واحدة بس.
You can see the bond between these two, though. Even amidst the sad circumstances that, other people won't experience life with you in the same way. I was wondering if they were going to turn up a bit. That was perfect timing on their part. Told you clips would only make the scene stronger. See, that's something, again, you don't often see with trailers. I mean, trailers got clips all the time, and you see this, for how many movies out there? They're just short, condensed forms of all the scenes that they can often throw in to attract interest. They're not... I mean, again, the trailer was good and it was sentimental, but again, when you watch the actual scenes in their totality, and when they're not so specifically edited to fit attracting a major audience in terms of advertisements and such, you get a more in-depth perspective of not only just the presentation of the film, but also the emotional experiences and the pathos side to the project. And that's what I get here. The interaction between these two, and they actually featured the moment, again, as I was driving with the hat. It's really sad. People won't get scared of you. I'm paraphrasing a bit. You can take it off when we're alone. But again, that stresses, at least it does me, the bond that these two share. And that there again, is this level of comfort and openness and vulnerability that they can have with one another that they don't feel they can have with really anybody else in society. I mean, I don't know, maybe this boy in his own way, I mean, I don't believe he has leprosy. I think it's just the adultness in the clip, but maybe there's something about him that makes him feel like he's set apart. Maybe there is something that does set him apart. I don't know. Maybe he feels, again, that level of distance, and how was I trying to phrase that? Maybe maybe he walks both sides. Like he's the one who can kind of fit into society, but then he can also understand, as an individual, and kind of be that bridge, so to speak. You guys get what I'm saying? Kind of, it's hard to explain. Kind of like he's literally standing on the fence between two different grass plains. It's kind of what I mean, essentially. Like he can see both worlds and he can understand both mentalities, and through that he can sort of guide. It's really hard to explain. I hope you guys can understand where I'm going with this, but because I kind of see it here, but sort of like he can bridge larger society that he would easily fit into with somebody who a lot of people, and again, I don't mean to be disparaging when I say this in any way, but somebody that might feel because of a certain ailment or condition that they have that puts them out as an outsider to the rest of society. And this kid is sort of the means through which two worlds can connect. To me, it could be an interesting idea if that's kind of what they're going for. I don't know. Maybe, again, I'm reading too much in this, but I've seen this type of situation before. But again, it's something that it's hard to put to words. But I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to talk about. It's, again, a complex thing to explore here, but it's an interesting path to walk with the plot, and I think the execution of this, especially in the clip, very well done. I'm very impressed with Yomeddine. I can certainly see why it got such awards attention. What do you guys think about this film? And for those of you, because I am covering this late, apologies for that. I'm trying to catch up, but for those of you to be able to see the film, because I believe it's available for the majority of us that are in award spheres to be able to see. Let me know what you guys think down below if you have seen it. Please, no spoilers. You're kind of spoiling awards. It's not the same as like other films out there, but you know what I mean. Let the story speak for itself. But you can kind of allude to things, right? Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Don't forget to look at stuff like and share that bell. Until our next awards, or whatever film we get to watch go next to the first time, I'll see you guys then. But at this moment, thanks for watching this video. I love you guys. Love yourselves, your fellow man. God bless and peace.